why very emotional, and I completely understand that. Okay, say baha. I think it's a Thursday, mboa. Say can say
yeah. Baha Thursday, and you be doing come before the judgment.
Yeah, train verdict, and I'm a verdict, but verdict na anya no kware. To say they all come who asam no na. Embrano, a year in nipa na hyehyɛ. Nti when it's time to shoot the narrative, me a twist it. I'm gonna save it and suit your narrative. But one thing, and then me per se, yenya consolation. If you say, I'm glad Lumba died.
Tell us why.
First, pa no na me so I didn't Lumba wu, but I'm glad say Papa ne wu. Say beya, mamia kusia se wa benya ni peace of mind. Lumba died so that the woman can actually see herself again as a woman. Because he was a constant reminder of the sacrifices and the pain and what go through. No, it is a no. That's when you be a man. Say you don't see the pain. Time no pain no will go. It's immediate. I sit here and I say I'm glad he died. And I'm glad he suffered before he died. Because no one can say why they also a bray or like 15 years. Say, why won't you suffer?
But must you say that?
I am saying
for
that
for the sufferation part.
No. He needed to go through that because you see, you can't cause people pain and expect to say what you say. We will be okay. You can't cause people pain and expect say you'll be fine. Because from every indication, your system, your tradition, near dear no, and boa warrior, hima, and boa warrior in a sense to say, why a traditional marriage in a no? Because say titino, and I yet no, Bema meboa, who ba, no akonebusia ho, akoye investigation, I shall say yare, or wo, and I yama pia wo answer, said your body city, now wa ba ka say, oh, me who flower be of fear, and I'm pesa me day, me pluggy. The fact is say, or shame ba nyina what we are singing, and what bow him I would do and no, say, what kawana kume mu say, or be dedicated to you. That's what it means. It's whether traditionally, whether legally, or be a warrior, no woman, born of a woman, has the right to obeka so babe kotare home. Or be a justify, court to justify, say, traditionally, or warrior in the 90, like, or warrior in 2010. Bayenshe, I been here warrior, Madam Akosia Sewa. Warrior 1991. It's 19 years after the marriage. Now, cry better home. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about say, you so wrong to say or be a worry? No, but why are we not talking about that? But rather, no, I say, Andra, Dazi TV, I think, guy now, well, yeah, channel Diana, no, or interview lawyer Kusino.
Okay.
He says something, say, everybody is looking at the half of their glass.
Yes.
What I say?
Yes.
But a former is so many friends, Ushiaguma. If she was here na about half, nobody is looking at that.
Yeah.
And I thought it was so profound. Say, boy, need to be nyasa. We are looking at and so on half na bedroom no. Na down no san bedroom half for this way. What are we talking about it? Why are we not talking about that? Because if we baby ne bedroom baby. 19 years of sacrifice. Utien kofo semwa. Oni da di lumba nyana na eye nkrata. Na so se lumba adwum boniti ne nkrata no sa anyeye. Anyeye mo betena Ghana. Obetena Ghana sister ni nya ne de. No de be ware o. Ko no Nyankopɔ pɛ se wo kire ne se. Wonye ni papa. Eti ese oba ne boa no humiliate no. Also oba ne boa na humiliate no. How can you so be a ware o? What kind of wasem? There's no single and you my year bar a bar woman. I could say word first. There's no new. It is hard na wo ye ni nyase na wo pra no wo dem. No should have be bonum wo abonte for us to see say you are a good husband. You deserve to die. E wona lumba wu no. E wo so wu na akosia say wa enya liberation because maame no sister this was suffer. When you said now no ya 3 days ago. Me call me uncle ho. Say lumba kwa o sabe di. Me cousin. Echi I know person me cousin the crowd woman.
102.9.
What you say, Tino? That was his lifestyle. That was the person that he was. But ya shielding. All because say, I could say one who said he was her investment. It won't be cancer and say investment. That was her greatest mistake. That was some many greatest mistake. And oba me catch say a tradition in the no a failure. Ko bema ko cheat said your boss oh bema dear and what's what no baba ko bema dear sano yakupo bo or bema so on cheaty. And he from the bar say Adam cheaty ye. When yakupo bo bani bema. So what are you talking about?
I know the man Becca said how I pen the Ohundra.
Hello, tia. Sano yakupo bono.
That's what they would say.
Sano yakupo bono. Ano nyakupo ma Adam die no yin emfe empario ana ode ye de ode bo Eve eti be ma bia be ware oba bibi free wo ho asa no ware oba no eti oba de say who holding in high esteem. The fact that we are not talking about the 19 years obi be tare ho no, that is where the challenge is. That is where the challenge is. Ame pa me ni madam akosia say wa akame hohoro mensa every bia who dia Odo Broni. If you say no, the happiness and they say all cause another woman pain. That's what she thrives on. It's a me mama no. Can you remember? What I say me mofra dear of a friend say age. On person mo ba take a decision to come. But me remember, in fact, a Japadian do be mama me ba no man no fa ma no. But they made in the brain you coming for the crown contest. One fa
really?
Yes, and I wouldn't. You know why? Because bear man and they say oh no. Oh no. That's the plain simple words. Any day. No, me say what I say, even 2019 and no worry. Odo Broni no allegedly no. What grantee interview no. Ewo and the dossier. What said the year ba akope?
He said it.
What kind said the year ba akope? It is a when you shameless. I can man what denounce you denounce so much. Akawu unu obi baba be pray ho. Amfo bi am pray ho. Se me de Madam Akosia say wa Lumba had to die. But Akosia say wa to walk free. Lumba had to suffer. But Akosia say wa had to go to say no allegedly. See me and call he deserved everything that was done to him that day. Awuye.
I'm not
considerate. Lumba has never been considerate of the feelings of Emma. He has never been considerate of Emma. Sesame Kasache Okwen, ono ne sati tutugu, ne enkofo asum se, na wari anu court no, ne ye fake. Se wonwa, bema okopo ba, okope vagina area.
Men are capable.
Bema okope vagina as young as 16, 17 area.
Niense so okay na.
Nyina obeka bi wo wiase. Obeka no ba chimi fo no so obefa no so no. Na so wagye edi. Oba na wagimi a wadwene wo fom no. Na so wagye edi. Ana wo de na ewu ma. Na wo de na ewu ma. Ana wo de na me say wodi say verdict ne baaye no. Verdict ne baaye no hima enkofo efre me. Said no, we said the advocacy people were actually listening.
Yeah, very well. And majority of the people wanted the other side.
Exactly.
Or they wanted a different.
Exactly.
I mean, like decision, I don't know why.
Me say.
It a few people.
Because
yeah. And majority of the people were all waiting to hear that Akosia said, wow, the wishes is granted. Glorified as the wife.
All the people that are supporting a friend is Akosia said, Odo Broni.
Even Omukra undercover because they are ashamed of what they are supporting. Any moral ground, any moral basis.
They didn't see better. Those people supporting Odo Broni, in their homes, they never saw better. What I say? It does so my mamenum, Edin Krofo Kunumechi. And I say, what I say, almost sistanum. So they didn't see anything growing up. It's what they know is that you can be a side piece and be comfortable with it. But Oba, so your bar. No, your ban on where fair or bar what why can't you also have your own man? It's a moment and then I saw some young girls on the TV station jubilating. Sa Akosia Sewa is being humiliated. Beba mo so. Beba mo maso. Ama ye mo ya.
Ubenya betu de nyeduabo.
Beba mo so.
Da weni mo twa.
What you say? And there are certain people that are same way by ya. I'm cool with them. I'm beginning to question, say whether or not I should ever
associate
be cool with
them.
Because me no, my foundation in a Bible-based principle. Na me de tena we ase. It will be a who sa based in Ibeno. You can never be my friend. And I was questioning somebody that said, I don't a side chick na. Because the way that the person spoke, no, I thought that the person was a level-headed person. What you say? Obe who say, but if the other person is not seeing better. If you want ni papa, funny mammy, it won't be papa be a day.
Oh, say, and the sad part of it, you're normalizing Niamak and then yes. You know, but I'm not surprised that people die too young.
Of course.
What a shock. Young girl, 23 years, 31, 27,
Cause of Sanya.
Unfortunately, when they die, they don't come back to tell. If you are a photo,
what's I say?
And I'm sure it is because on social media, from the courts and our grounds, and I hear people saying that, hey, this time, and we all know bedo. So,
of course, it's the Bible can. Bible can say, "Nipe do anobejo."
Yeah.
People are heartless. Just a to the bad dia obe feel it, but a to be an alternate dia. One day obe feel it. So me, I want Madam Akosia Sewa to take consolation from the fact, say, the man died so that she can live a peaceful life. Because to men build you be. What you say?
Yeah.
Na so anani bibi. The family ni betray Akosia Sewa. The family members ni including mama noa. Ni sister noa friend say Enesina. Including her, Akosia Brempoma, because revelations be a buyer noa. What you say? Almost so normalize it. Say, oh, side check is you better me the nakasa.
And of course, what do you say? Whoever that is supporting the other side, have something to gain.
Yeah.
But the rightful woman, no,
yes,
so supporting her, rightfully now, so she decides to give you something or not.
Yeah.
But here the lady knows that no.
Yep.
Etino, oh, you mo lobby.
Yep.
Na amana sa baby waiting us. Yep. Omu nyina so a percentage.
Yes.
One more bed in the end. So I'm not surprised.
Thankfully, omu di Odo Broni echi nyina so no. Ye jeja wo because of suba boni. Asha wo sem. Omu said omu vagina koma mema. Omu so ye omu nyina no anim guase tare omu vagina ye jare wo mo. Enti how would they know better? How would they know better? They wouldn't. What I say, and me, one of the things growing up say, me making me who say, obi owokunu, why say me who say, or the same na me who no matter baby I met drew because it downplays the principle and me uphold. It downplays it. It is a wound what bakono di wa so kra no. What did person mention? I say later you got to know. And when you got to know, no, what did you do with it? It's Ohima Lumba had to die for Akosia Sewa to be liberated. Lumba had to die. Sebi Akosia Sewa and who pain. I went who for almost 30-something years of her life. I want her to take consolation because when baby Andra, Aisha Modi. Is it Aisha Modi, right?
Yeah, Aisha Modi. She loves the boy.
Yes. She says something for the first time.
I realized people commented and said, no, for the first time, yes, she love is making a lot of positive.
Because what she said, they say who couldn't break the sanctity, right? Yeah. Sanctity of your marriage.
Yeah.
Constantly. What you say, no, the baba, at the point, you will say, your baby are on ye.
What brand?
Even
though you don't bother much about what
because said you sit here say it
will not be worth it.
It concentrate on your kids, and I feel say Aisha couldn't have put everything that you said.
Sister. Must we say a man or mobile a trainer or munti a janumuja ye? Now your mommy had to suffer alone to take care of parents and all that.
Yes.
na your papa no mo chele at the time. Obefa ma 1 2 3 ni bia be woni ade. Na say later about bedru say the title kekeo, this one that we are talking, it not be anything, it be just the title as a woman who has stood over the years as a wife, gone through all the challenges our rear your film. Obi awari bia related to what we are discussing. I just obi awari I was uncle.
Any baby mamas, no?
Of course, they don't have that.
They don't exactly.
They don't.
Because they are okay.
So arguments, it is because they have not experienced it. They have not. If they have, they would understand Akosia Sewa. They would and they will not just make unnecessary condemnation of calling her irresponsible. Are you serious? Oh, that's what
irresponsible.
Like seriously, we are a joke.
I'm telling you,
we are not serious.
Odo Broni, Ubeji properties we are piara. Odo Broni, you will never have it. And now every crowd Japadi Nubenya, but I pray and I say Ube Waru or Bema Fofro. No so did not deny a day. A beat you, Ajenia Manning in every winsome. You will never be happy. Causing that woman pain. You will never be happy because not Ranikuno and Alba, whether traditionally or legally. Say, a friend say, Ohima say, worry legally. CSC 2004, no worry. Meboa.
Yeah.
Ewo embremu. Ewo Germany. That's a 21 years. And a sunny ekanwa. You see a worry Odo Broni time bay. 2010. Allegedly. It's it. Worry even what now worry na buy and son out your neighbor. There's no justification for that. It's every single pain that you are causing a year. Akosia say wano. Odo Broni, you will face it 10 million times. And the sad and over that won't pass. A bonsano can say, Adia me dear mammy. Adia me dear mammy, because of him, she was just looking on. Go ya catch us or call beba.
Exactly my point. Oh, because of him, no. What himself Obekwaba. Now so abrase 2018 or decide this will be Jai Bearman. And go nya will be a so the Musa Mame. Jiwa Japadi half neko. Kasabre. Odo Broni and I am from Swa. Just say why ya me yama.
Say ye catch any sana warrior.
Ya me yama no papa.
Oh, Oba, Ukasobeja, Uja Aquahina say. One Charles. Obeba, oh, Charles do Obeba, Charles do Obeba, Charles do Obeba. Sa, the same quote.
Whatever was a bonus for France.
What's your food? Now, would you have a friend say, yeah, Charles Kojofus, Otinawi, who shall money me no from a more wake to a montadishim. It tells you, say he was a terrible human being.
Why?
Now, Lumbedia Waji. No, what you say? What you say?
And I dare force it.
Now, shut Odo Broni now stop. Mamma Cosia say, why? Omo the picture of beer.
Just in case you shepherd.
But I won't wrong. What would despite a
but
maybe what would despite a what would join to you? Okay, my name Brown, the level of the musicians. What would join to you? One man married that Amachi the day.
Yeah.
One Amachi the day is one manner. Miss Salutuno. Amachi the day. No matter what, ne you know about Mary.
Angel.
Ma Mary. Sasina kwa gentry. So oba meboa rockling.
Yeah.
One funny India
come up.
So mu side pieces been pokra noa. They will let you know say where dear. Then na bre. Shame on that Dulumba, and I'm glad he's dead.
Well, according to Saliman, on no reaction towards verdict anano efiada. Modi aba bese sane am wo kroma sese obi amfa ne hunyim se kawa no fa so he papa bia. Na ja manu aba